everyone, sorry about the bad mount. It's going to be a little bit bouncy on the phone. It's kind of hodgepodge. Just so everybody knows, I am not using a wireless device while driving. I've got it mounted here. It's just going to be a little bouncy, so all you cell phone warriors, just stand down. 2018 F150 10-speed automatic, 355 rear gears, 3.0 power stroke diesel. Completely stock, down in the air filter, DPF, all that good stuff is still intact and in place on it. We are cruising on a 55-mile-an-hour highway right now. We've got a truck in front of us, and we're just hanging out in the right lane. The trailer is probably around 2,500 to 3,000 pounds. It's a double axle, 14K trailer. The skid steer on the back is a 226 Bobcat, roughly around 7,500 to 8,000 pounds. So we're sitting probably, we'll say between 10 and 11,000 pounds. So a little heavy for this truck. I do have overload springs on it. I do have weight distribution system, as well as load range tires on this truck. So I'm not too concerned about it. It has no problem pulling it, but it is a little on the heavy for the 3.0 power stroke. The 3.5 EcoBoost would jerk it around with no problem, but that's beside the point. So the point of this video is just to show that, yeah, they can tow, reasonably well, as long as you're not pulling in the mountains. They really do fall off, especially when you get into crazy heavy-duty stuff. If you're over, I would say, 6,000 or 7,000 pounds and you're pulling really big hills, they just do not respond super well. Right now, we're going up and down hills and just rolling. Some of these are fairly big, nothing too ridiculous. But you can see the truck is definitely working a little bit. It's going to drop down to 6th gear as we pull a bigger hill here. Got a little bit of whine. It's able to maintain speed pretty well. You got to be careful because we've got a tractor trailer in front of us and behind us. So going up the steepest part now of the hill, the tractor trailer is actually falling off. So we're going to have to slow our speed to match his. And the other one has decided to shoot around me. I'm actually going to brake here a little bit. But yeah, you can just kind of see it's not anything ridiculous here. It does not have the same power as a early P-pump Cummins or anything like that. Even though on paper, I know that some people will compare them and say, oh, well, it has the same power as like a 12 valve. It does and it doesn't. As far as getting up and go and having the 10 gears, it's definitely a benefit to it. However, what I will also say is it just does not make the same low end torque. Even with the VGT and stuff, this is not a big displacement diesel engine. It is tiny, it's a 3-liter. Even with the 10-speed, you have to treat it as much. With that being said, if you're towing on mainly flat ground and you're not towing crazy heavy with it, these do pretty well, and the fuel economy is pretty darn good, especially unloaded. I mean, mid-20s are not uncommon for me, and I have, once again, I've got a deck system in the back, I've got a brush guard on the front, I've got a heavier rear bumper, and probably the biggest thing that hurts me is I have a little bit larger, not huge, but oversized load range tires. So that probably is the biggest hindrance to fuel economy on these, because they really do like those smaller light-duty tires. And for you guys that don't tow and work your trucks every day, then I mean, there's really no point of you having a 8 or 10 ply tire on there. But yeah, so we had to slow down for the tractor trailer, and as you can tell, we're just kind of in it softly. Trucks, just lingering around. It's hanging at 2,000 RPMs. They really seem to like to pull between 2,000 and 3,000. The engine really, the biggest difference between this and I would say the 5.0, which we had before, and the 5.0 was paired with a 6-speed and had 373 gears. When we would pull hills with a similar size load, it would really work itself. It'd be up around, like 4,500 RPMs trying to pull a hill, where the 3.0, it'll just, downshift to like 5th gear or 6th gear, and it'll pull the same hill at 25 or 2,800 RPMs, which is kind of nice. When you really hit a big hill, it will jump up to like 3,200 or something in that range, even 35, but it's just a different feel. It just kind of does it. It's not